everyone, and welcome to the brand new show on Full Circle Network, Keeping Up with the Thrones. I am your host, Ileana Meléndez, and I'm joined by the ever so lovely Jackson Hayes. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you for that lovely introduction. I'm happy to be here to talk Game of Thrones.
Yes, definitely. There's gonna be quite a bit to talk about tonight. The episode for the season 8, is it? Because
Yeah,
I didn't
season 8.
brush up
Yep,
clearly
season
before
8.
this.
Season 8 on Sunday.
They've become a blur. They really have become a blur at this point. But yeah, the ever highly anticipated season 8 is going to be premiering this Sunday. And as we do, as many of us do, we have thoughts. THOTS. We have thoughts on
So many.
who's gonna win. We got a few points to discuss tonight. Like not only predictions, but just kind of speculation on some theories. Who obviously the question that everyone's been asking: who's gonna end up on the Iron Throne? Who will live or die? Are we gonna discuss memes? Or is Arya actually gonna finish her list? We're gonna talk about it. So how about the studious one who started off with a nice list before we started? How about you go first, Jackson, on who do you think will win?
All right, so we're gonna go for the big one first. We're gonna go with who we think is gonna win. It's a really hard question because we've to this point in the series we've had 4 people sit on the throne, be it Robert, Joffrey, Tommen, and at this point it's Cersei. So we've kept in that Lannister Baratheon circle for the time being, but like I have a feeling it's going to, by the end of it, it's going to be someone I don't think most people expect, because I have 2 different sides of this. I have the realistic side, where I think there's a certain group of people I think that could end up on there easily, given their track records and their history. And I have like one dark horse that I do want to talk about that I think is kind of out of left field, but like I very much buy into this theory because I think it brings the show full circle. #branding.
Always.
Always with branding. But so I'll get realistic first. First,
all right, go for it.
I think one we have to discuss is the fact that could Cersei stay on the throne at the end of the series? I think that's a legitimate argument to be made. As
Perhaps.
horrible as a character she is, she's also dealt with a lot of tragedy herself, and she's ever so resourceful. And could she end up by the end of it just taking out her enemies using the Golden Company that she brought in from Essos, that she teased at the end of the season 7? It's entirely possible. You want to discuss that first? I think it's a legitimate option that she stays.
Oh, for sure. I think a lot of people criticize her character for being, how do I put this in a nice way? Not weak, because Cersei Lannister is anything but a weak woman. But she is very arrogant right now, and the whole parallelism that we've been seeing in the story with the Mad King to the Mad Queen, possibly with Cersei Lannister, kind of leads her to be a little unpredictable and perhaps not strong enough in her intelligence to be able to maintain that throne, because she really just does not have a clue at the threat at hand here with the White Walkers in the north.
Well, no, she's completely blind to it, even after the demonstration that Jon Snow brought to her door. But I think an even bigger thing is she has no allies. She has nobody. Jaime left her.
Absolutely.
She's bringing in these mercenaries who are talked about as this elite group of this fighting force all the way from Essos, but it's we don't know what they're about. We don't know how many men they have. We don't know what they are. But she doesn't have any friends. She has no one. I mean, she's never really had friends, but she had allies at least. She had people that would be at her side, especially with her father was there. And since he's been gone the last 2 seasons, she really has nothing to lean on. And now that her lover / brother has finally abandoned her. She's really has nothing. She is the mountain and just an army of faceless soldiers at this point. So I think it's an uphill battle, but I think being the character that she is, I think she could somehow pull it off at the end. And if that has to do with the fact that most of the people who would, go up against her are taken out in Winterfell, that's a whole nother, conversation. But I mean, that's my first one. You want to go? You want to have one?
Yeah. I think to kind of wrap up Cersei being the winner and at the end of all this, I think those points that you brought up with her having no allies and even losing the one thing that she cared about probably ever, because all of her children are dead, is Jaime. And I think that actually might just make her more dangerous than anyone, because at this point she has nothing to lose. The throne is
I don't
all she
disagree
has
with you at all.
left.
I don't disagree with you.
So that might just be her golden ticket to the throne, or maintaining the throne at this point, because she did, now that I realize, now that you mention it, she did just kind of take not Greek fire, but the wildfire, and blow up an entire chapel and kill a bunch of people like 2 seasons ago.
I mean, she lost the people. I mean, she didn't have the people at that point, but when she did that, she lost the people. And
she lost any and all support.
She has no support other than the money she pays for it. You know, the people she buys. So how deep does that go? We'll have to see.
We'll have to see. I think my obvious contender for the Iron Throne, I kind of have to say Sansa Stark.
She was on my list as well. Yeah, she's on my list as well.
She, right? Because every time I mention it to someone, it's apparently like a super hot take, and I'm like, well, think about it. She grew up practically borderline hostage in that castle. She's the most out of the Starks, and even out of all of the possible players in this game, she's the most stable-minded or stable-headed, and the one that has had to mature a lot. And just how she's become the Lady of the North, basically the new head of Winterfell, she's become her mother. She's become Catelyn Stark, and I think that's a huge bonus for her on her side, because not only does she have that experience and that will and that drive to become the ruler that people need her to be, because I think if it were up to her, she would just go off and be a mom or do whatever. But I think at this point, she's had to grow up and smell the roses, kind of get with the fact that there is a threat at hand, and it's life or death here. If she sees that she has to take the throne, she will do it, and I don't think she'll have a problem doing it, because she has a lot of support behind her, and except Daenerys, obviously, which kind of brings me to my next point. I don't think, as much as I love Daenerys, I don't think that she should be on the throne.
Well,
even if she gets it, but I don't think she should. I'm with you.
I don't think she's gonna get it. I think as much as if you've ever seen this show, I think you, like most people need to realize that it doesn't end the way you want it to end. And from this very first season, Daenerys has wanted one thing, and she's wanted the throne. So to me, it wouldn't, obviously they have to the way they do it is important, but for her just to get it and beat Cersei, beat the Night King is kind of empty. Like it's not Game of Thrones to me. It's not tragic enough. It's not.
Exactly.
It doesn't pull me for a twist.
It's literally the one thing that's been driving her character development at this point.
And at this point, it's been to a fault. Like, she's been making mistake after mistake after mistake, and she's gotten to where she is, but she's been making so many mistakes, which I think I feel like she dies. But that's where I want to get to Sansa, because I don't think that's a hot take at all. Sansa is, to me, and I think it should be to most people, is the most tragic character on this show. She has dealt with more than anything than anyone has dealt with, and you can't even compare what she's dealt with to most people. I mean, obviously this is a tragic show, and people deal with a lot of tragedy, but this is something next level. She is married to Joffrey.
Like, she can compete with Arya.
She was Joffrey's betrothed for a while. Then she had to marry Tyrion, and then watch her father die. Her brother dies while she's captive of Joffrey. She had to marry Ramsay. Everything that's happened has been awful, and I feel like putting people's feelings about her character aside, because I obviously have issues with her character and the way she the way she acts towards certain people, and but for her as a character, like as a idea to get the throne, I wouldn't be upset with it at all, because I think I don't want to use the word deserve, but I feel like that's the best one to use, is that she kind of deserves it.
It feels right, because she's literally, for her character, she's literally been everyone else's trophy. Like, she's been married, three times?
She's engaged 3 times, married twice.
She's been engaged 3 times, married twice. She's been raped. She's been tortured. Like, dude, I think she has a semblance of an idea of how to rule at this point, because she's been surrounded by nothing but powerful, manipulative people.
That's a fantastic point. She's learned from Cersei. She's learned from Littlefinger. She's learned from the worst people and come out pretty good, all things considered.
She's come out alive and, you know, basically Queen of the North at this point.
Right, and you know, the way she's been sort of disrespectful to Jon, you know, it's her own thing. Like, I have some issues with that, but she's doing it. She's doing it.
She's still a brat.
Well, right, but that's who she is. And that's why her and Arya had the beef.
Exactly.
But I don't think her as a ruler would be a negative thing. Like, I don't
exactly.
You know, I don't think that would be bad at all. And like, we can get into Daenerys. I don't have Daenerys and Jon like on my direct list, because I think that's too easy.
They're kind of like, they're very obvious answers.
When I get to my dark horse, Jon is involved a little bit, so when I get there, we'll discuss that.
I have a theory with Jon and Sansa, but we'll get to that, yeah.
All right, so I'll just throw out another one quickly. One that I would like to see personally is Tyrion. I would love for Tyrion.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
I think you know, he's a fan favorite character. He's been one of my favorite characters throughout the entire show. He's been a little backseat lately, just in terms of his role. But I think by the end of it, if he ended up there, I think he's more than capable. I think he's earned the respect of a lot of people recently, and you know, given his new position as hand to the Queen, to Daenerys. Like, that's just one I would love. Not much else to explain about it.
I mean, look at it this way. This is kind of a little fun fact. The character who has been on the highest amount of episodes on Game of Thrones is Tyrion Lannister. Like, he is such a fan favorite to the point that he probably has one of the most screen times out of all the cast. And I think that has to say something about. And
to expand on that a little bit, like, I was watching an interview with Peter Dinklage this past week. He mentioned that he's the only actor that's gotten to work with every single group. He got to work with Daenerys' group. He worked with the Lannisters. He worked with the Starks when he was captive. He worked with every single group. Yeah, basically. he's met almost every character. He's been to the Wall.
He's been to the North. He's been to I think Essos. He's been to King's Landing. He's been to wherever the hell.
Right, he's traveled to every single place and met every single person. And I think that says something when in terms of everyone speaks highly of him, unless you're Cersei. Unless you're Cersei and you know her bias aside, but everyone speaks highly of him because he's just a great ruler, and he's a great person, and he's a great advisor. He's great at everything that he does.
He drinks and he knows things.
And that's all they can ask for. That's all they can ask for.
Truly, and you know what? He delivers. He truly
every
delivers.
Time. And I would love to see Peter Dinklage sit on that throne. That's just me.
Yeah, I think that would just be like a personal, like, just satisfaction.
That's for me. It's not really like a hot take. It's just kind of like, it's just something I'd like to see if it happens.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna happen, but
I don't think so. Very little chance.
I'd love it to happen. That would be really satisfying, though. But yeah, it kind of. I think I can go into my small little theory about Jon. Jon's obviously the obvious answer to getting the throne, and I think, realistically speaking, now this is my realistic take. I think realistically speaking, Jon is either going to. He's got to find out eventually he's a Targaryen, and once he finds out,
it's more about when he finds out. Like, at what point does somebody tell him?
I don't know, because not even Daenerys knows.
No, but Bran knows, and they're heading there.
That's the thing. I feel like if Daenerys finds out, she will not want to tell him.
But it could go. I think you're on with that. If he finds out first, he would tell her. If she finds out first, she would not. She would not probably tell him first.
He will tell her, and she will probably suggest marriage, because if they get married, then they have like double claim to the throne.
I mean, yes, and it's such a distant relationship. Like, it's so far away that, like, on this show, I don't have a problem.
At this point, this is like the least amount of incest we've seen.
No, I mean,
okay.
Like, come on, like, all these Northerners, they all like are half inbred. We don't even know at this point. So, like, them getting together, I don't really have beef with. Like, I don't see it as gross. I don't. A lot of people
had a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, that's disgusting." I'm like, "Bro, she's like a year older than him, and it's a whole situation. It's very different than two twins having 3 kids."
He's half Stark. It's a whole nother conversation. Like, it's a whole different thing.
It's a whole other ballgame. But yeah, I think once that whole situation kind of pans out and eventually I think Jon will get the throne, but he will reject the throne. You feel me?
See,
and I think he's going to put Sansa on the throne.
Okay, and see, I can get into my dark horse there. You perfectly pivoted that. I think Dany dies, or something happens, and she's not able to get the throne.
I think she either dies or just becomes a White Walker or something. I don't know.
Something has to happen. It's too easy for her just to get it.
She's not going to come out unscathed. If she has a happy ending, you know what?
Not.
I'll still be okay because I really love her. Like a lot of
I'm good with that too. But happy and winning are just two different things. Like it's a whole nother ball game. But so
exactly.
I'm with you at Jon rejecting the throne. I think that idea could play out very easily. Now
he's shown that character trait so much, so it'd be so easy.
Absolutely. So I think he could reject it and reject the North and give that to Sansa and put somebody else on the throne. And this is where my dark horse comes in, and that is Gendry. Gendry,
everyone forgot about Gendry, including me.
He's the bastard son of Robert Baratheon.
Yeah.
And when I talk about full circle, having Gendry on the Iron Throne and a Stark in Winterfell, be it Jon or Sansa, would bring back the show to where it started.
I love it.
Like Gendry is he's a little used character. They brought him back this past season, and he fought the White Walkers, past the wall, and he's with them, and I think he's going to Winterfell with them. But we don't like what is his purpose? Is to me, they brought him back this past season. Yeah, but like, where is his end game? Like, what is his end game? Like,
what is his end game?
He admitted
Welcome
to Jon.
to End Game of Thrones. My God, that would have been such a better title.
What, Game of Thrones Endgame?
No, End Game of Thrones.
Oh wow, that's actually really good.
Damn it! All right, we're not cutting this out.
We'll discuss it in post.
We'll discuss it, but yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, like just to me, it's like, what is his point? Is his point just to come in and be another body to die, a significant character to die to the White Walkers, or does he have a bigger role to play? And listen, like, we don't know much about him. We don't know much about his ability to rule. But I feel like there's some scenario plays out where he could end up just bringing the show full circle. I'll say it again for the last time, and have him, a Baratheon ruling the Iron Throne and a Stark in the North. So that's my crazy crackpot theory. That probably will never happen, but I'd be interested to see it.
I like it though because it kind of brings everything together in like a nice, peaceful. It's not going to be peaceful at all, but it's satisfactory.
But it's not very Game of Thrones, at least.
Exactly, it's not going to be satisfying, but I like it, and I also like the idea that maybe if Gendry does come back and like they actually last minute kind of clutch developing his character to the point where you're like, that's the key. Do they give him something to do this season to make him more significant? Because he's not. Because I'd be really pissed if they just put him on there, because that's the thing. His father, King Robert Baratheon, didn't want to be king, and he expressed that profusely, constantly.
Every second of the day.
And like every second of the day, he wanted a Stark on the throne, and Ned rejected it. So I feel like that whole thing is going to happen again with Jon, and then putting Gendry on the throne. But I think the little twist could be if Arya makes it through this, which we'll discuss later on the odds of that. You know how Arya always kind of had a crush on Gendry?
Oh, I like where you're going there.
Yeah, I feel like Game of Thrones. Yeah, they have a little thing, a little something, and I feel like it would not be off par for Game of Thrones to kind of throw in a little something of Arya and Gendry reuniting, and having a Baratheon and a Stark on the throne.
I honestly, I really like that. So you expanded on my theory. That's why we do this. Mm-hmm. I like that.
We're developing. We're brainstorming.
We're moving things along.
Yep.
Let's wait till Sunday, and then Gendry dies in the first episode, and then this is all crap. So
just wait till Sunday, and like half the list that we're mentioning dies, and it's like Infinity War.
We'll be like,
episode 1.
Is it Podrick? Does he get to be on the throne?
At this point, oh my God! Oh wait, could it be what's her name? Oh my God, Brienne of Tarth.
I don't think Brienne wants to rule.
She does not, but I feel like she. I feel like she deserves a happy ending.
She deserves to be the head of whatever
does.
king, guard, army, whatever. She deserves to be in charge of everything.
She should be like the King's Guard.
She deserves to be head of the King's Guard. Like, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Like what is it? The commander?
The Lord Commander of the
Lord
King's
Commander.
Guard.
She deserves to be Lord Commander of the King's
Absolutely.
Guard.
I agree with you.
I feel like the walls already like going down, so I have another little theory. Maybe it doesn't have to do with who will win, but
okay. Well, I think we can move away from that.
It could move into it. Yeah, I think it could tie into in the sense that will Westeros be, what is it, the Seven Kingdoms, or like will Westeros be the way that it was in the beginning, or will the North finally be independent as it wanted to be?
I think that's a great question because Daenerys' whole point is that she wants to break the wheel of abuse of the the smaller people, the rule of the families, all that kind of stuff. Thing. So I feel like she offered. I remember she offered Yara, who's now a prisoner, to be queen of the Iron Islands.
Yeah.
I feel like she'd let Jon Snow be king of the North. I think she'd
of course
allow all these people to be king of. She could let Gendry be king of the Stormlands, where his father was from, like that kind of thing. But I think it's tough because honestly, there's also a scenario that plays out where there is no kingdom at all if they don't beat the White Walkers.
That is very true. Like it just kind of becomes like this dystopian wasteland.
I think with this show, I think that's just as easily as possible as anything else.
Yeah, it just have the show end on this winter came everywhere.
Right. Ned kept saying it. He kept saying it. No one listened.
That's true. That is absolutely true. Just imagine, like in the end, Ned was always right, and you're just mad.
I mean, I think people theorize that the Night King ends up on the throne. I don't think that's going to play out, but
nah.
I think that's a little. It's too much. That's too much of a.
If he's on the throne, it'll be like for like a mid-season episode, and then they'll like bring it back. I don't know. It depends on how quickly, and excuse my French, it depends on how quickly shit hits the fan on Sunday.
Absolutely. I feel like episode 1, we're not going to... I think from 2 on, I think shit's going to hit the fan. I think 1's going to be like a reunion. We're going to see Jon meet Arya again, and Bran, and everyone get back together, and they have to meet Daenerys, and, all that stuff. But then we'll get into fighting very, very soon after that.
It's going to be basically a movie, because these episodes, it's only going to be, what, 6 episodes?
Hour-half plus episodes.
2 hours, more or less, hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yeah, all of them are about hour and a half to 2 hours.
It's gonna be hefty. Oh, a lot can happen.
Well, with that, we can get into, I guess, who we think's gonna get offed here in this show.
Who's gonna get offed and who's gonna get oned?
I guess we did the on. Who's gonna get onto the throne? So we'll get who's gonna get offed.
Who's gonna get offed? I don't think.
You have any off the top of your head?
I'm trying to. I don't think. And it really saddens me to say it, but I don't think Jaime or Tyrion are going to make it.
I absolutely don't think Jaime. I don't think Jaime at all.
No, Jaime should have died like 2 seasons ago.
No, but probably. I think the full way to redeem him is to have him fighting for the right side and be killed.
That's true. Just like have him finally being on the right side of the war.
And like Brienne's there and, she can hold him. In touching moment kind of thing.
She already had a thing for him.
I mean, I wish Tyrion could make it just because he deserves it, but I also don't think there's a great chance he does. I think
he's gonna mind
because Cersei hates him more than anyone, and if he does make it through the battle with the Night King, I don't think there's a way she lets him through whatever fight they're dealing with.
I think as soon as Jaime dies, I think Cersei's going to be the one to finally off Tyrion, because she's been blaming Tyrion for the death of her son and her father for
her mother
84 years. And her mother,
entire
that
life.
too. Just she's been blaming Tyrion for literally the death of all of her family.
Right, and if Jaime dies,
because they're the last
she'd find a way to
Lannisters
blame
at this
him.
point. The last main Lannisters, I should say.
Right,
they have like a million other.
We have
cousins.
these three. Yeah, these three, but then everyone else is dead at this point. But I mean, yeah, I'd be sad to see Tyrion go, but I don't. I think one of them at least is off pretty quickly. I don't think they're gonna make the whole season.
No, I feel like Sunday someone's gonna die. There will be blood.
I mean, I hope Jaime doesn't die first episode, because he's just gonna pull up at Winterfell and be like, "Hey, I'm here to help," and they're gonna be like, "Oh my god."
You just imagine like someone dies on the first episode, but like they come back as a White Walker for the rest of the season.
Oh god, don't do that. Oh god.
F.
That's always been my fear, is to just bring someone in. All right.
Oh God.
One I'll throw out is Bran. I don't think Bran's gonna make it. I think
Absolutely
he's gonna
not.
serve his purpose, and he's gonna go. What is he
Yeah,
gonna do after?
Bran already had his.
Is he gonna go sit in a tree
moments.
somewhere? Like, I don't think so.
I'd laugh so hard. He's like this omnipresent little piece of shit.
He's just a little. I know things. You were so beautiful that night, Sansa.
Bye.
You fucking creep.
I feel like every time I look at Bran Stark, I feel like he's about to like mansplain live tweeting to me or something.
Oh, I know. Like, someone has a point. He's like, well, actually, if you
Well,
remember, if you let me go back
actually,
into my mind.
Exactly. If you let me go back into my mind palace, we're gonna do this.
All right, I'll tell you exactly what happens.
No, he looks like a cinephile.
Oh God,
like you
he's
look at
he's film
him.
Twitter personified.
he is literally film Twitter personified, and like his whole thing of his mind palace and going back in time is just to like look at directors. Like, oh, I'm just gonna go back and see what Scorsese was thinking in this exact moment. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Like, well, actually, with this shot, this is what he was thinking. It's like, no, thank
this
you,
is
Bran.
what he was thinking. Goodbye. Thank
I'm
you.
good.
Next.
All right, here's
thank
one.
you. Next.
I got one. I got one more. He's absolutely not going to make it. 100% no is Jorah. Jorah is dead.
Oh, Jorah
is so dead.
Jorah was dead like last year. He's gonna die in the friend zone.
He's going to die so hard.
He's going to die, and he's gonna die protecting Dany.
And I hope he does, because that's what he wants. It is what he wants.
That is literally what he wants. He literally swore his life to her. And you know what? He is not in the friend zone. I correct myself, because every time I see people being like, oh, he's been friend zoned since season 1. Dany was a teenager, and he's still an old man.
He loves her. But he's not pining for her. It's a difference.
Exactly. He knows that he's an old man.
Right, he does. Absolutely.
Accepts that that's not going to be...
That doesn't mean he can't love her, though. He loves her.
Yeah. Yeah, still a little crappy. But, yeah, he's going to die. He's going to die at, like, the hands of Viserion, the ice dragon.
Oh, God,
now.
that would wreck her.
Yeah. Oh, you think that they care? You think the writers
care?
No,
they don't care.
Who gets wrecked?
No, they don't, and it would wreck me, and that would be horrible. But that's what the show is, so that's what I'm expecting.
It would be the new iconic scene. It would be the new hold the door.
Oh my God. Oh Jesus.
Oh my God. I mean, they are going to have an episode like with the biggest battle, like even bigger.
Yeah, the
than
Winterfell battle. I think that's
Bastards.
episode 3 is going to be that one specifically.
Damn. Yeah. Future us are going to be wrecked.
3 weeks from now, we're all just going to be crying on this podcast.
Yep, damn right. We're just going to be sitting here, shaking with our
right,
bottle of wine.
How about
we need to get goblets?
How about the Hound and the Mountain? What do you think their odds are?
I think they're going to kill each other.
I think Hound kills Mountain, but Hound dies anyway.
True.
I think the Hound needs to kill the Mountain.
I think they're both gonna die. I mean, the Mountain's technically already sort of dead.
Right, but I think the Hound needs to finish him off and just let it end.
Yeah. You know what the Hound needs to do? He needs to do what the Mountain did to him, and he's gotta burn him.
Oh,
alive.
burn him! Oh, God! So,
ashes
see,
to ashes.
These are the things I want. These are the things I want with this fan service. But I just I can't. I can't put it in my head. So I'll be like, oh, he needs to burn him. Is he gonna burn him?
I want this shit delivered directly to my screen. I need it, and I need it now. I need the closure.
I can't make this show into the Last Jedi of TV shows. I can't.
Oh God, don't say that.
Honestly.
Oh God, this is going to be a season of closure, though. I really hope
I think
so.
it has to be, but I don't think closure the way we want it. It'll be closed.
Exactly.
But I don't think
it'll
be
closed all right.
Yeah, because everyone's
it'll
dead.
be closed, but yeah, everyone's dead. Just closed on the door of life.
Absolutely. You got any other names?
I'm thinking. Obviously, I think you know who will. I know we're talking about who will die, but you know who I think is a cockroach that will survive even the apocalypse? Melisandre.
See, I'm with you, but like there's that weird scene in season 7, and I pulled up this website to
which weird scene, because there's like a million. Every weird scene has her in it.
I pulled up this website on Newsweek, this article to tell me who was still alive, so just so I had a reference list, and they have a video of the scene posted in the article. It's the scene where Melisandre is on Dragonstone after Jon Snow gets there, and she needs to leave because she can't see him, and she's talking to Varys. And she tells Varys, like, you and me both need to die in this strange country or whatever it is. And like just that weird ominous thing that she says, it's like, why would you say
Like she
that?
knows.
Like she knows.
Like she knows.
I don't, because
She
listen,
knows
like
things.
let's say Cersei makes it through. What would Melisandre's point be? Let's say Jon Snow makes it through. He hates her, and it's because of Davos. You know what I mean? Like
That's true.
like where does, I mean, maybe she has a role to play, but I wouldn't be surprised if she lived. But like what's the, I'm trying to figure out like where these people end up and like what the point of them being around is.
That is absolutely true. I don't remember. Please remind me. Did Davos actually see Melisandre?
No, she left as soon as they got there because she knew
Exactly,
she would
because as
have
soon
them
as
killed.
Davos would, yeah, that's what I feel like. If Davos gets his hands on that woman, he will.
Well, yeah, if Jon and Davos
make
make it out, she can't be around. She can't be around.
That's why she left. She just bolted. She's like self-preservation here.
But then the way that she talked to Varys was like, I have to die here. So it's like, oh, what do you know? Like she knows something.
She does know. She knows a lot of things.
I will say though, jumping off of the worm
everything.
thing that survives, Theon Greyjoy. Does Theon make it out?
I really hope not.
I hope not too. I hope he dies saving Yara.
I mean, he's sort of, yeah, exactly, because he's sort of getting there with his whole redemption arc, and he's paid for all he's done.
But like he's done it.
He's
like,
paid for all he's done, but you know what? I still see Theon as like the asshole that killed a puppy in John Wick.
Oh Jesus!
So
he got headshotted
needs
for that.
to suffer. He needs to suffer. But yeah, I think he's gonna die anyway. I think he was always meant to die, but he's meant to die for the Starks. Because
I would
the
hope
Starks,
so too. That's a good point.
He basically he betrayed the family that raised him. You know?
The utter disrespect, just absolute disrespect.
The disrespect is absolutely real, and no matter how much he tries to redeem himself, he's paying his dues. He is absolutely paying his dues. So I don't think Theon's gonna make it out, but it's gonna be it's gonna be a real like Logan some type death or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind if he died heroically. I don't need him to die like a wimp.
It would be appropriate if he died at least a
fine.
little heroically, even if it weren't like super super grand. When I mean like heroically, like even if it's just like a really intimate scene with like Sansa or something, or Jon, and apologizing to Jon for what happened
absolutely
with Robb. Because it was some shit.
I mean, the same can be said for Yara, because he abandoned her when she got captured. So like if that moment happened too, if he sacrificed himself for her, I think that'd be good as well.
That's true. Yeah, because honestly, I never understood how she put up with him. He is a snake. He is a snake without a snake. You feel me?
All right. Oh god damn, you got him real good.
Oh, got him.
wherever Alfie Allen is right now, he's crying. Just one tear.
He's crying in a corner. Roasted. Oh Jesus. Okay. Who else? I'm trying to think of my list. Who else is gonna die? We got Ser Jorah. We got Dany. Probably gonna die. I highly doubt Jon's gonna die.
I don't think Jon dies. I think Davos dies.
That would be
though.
stupid.
I think.
Absolutely. I think Davos has to die. I think he would die killing Melisandre.
Honestly, his heart just gives out because he's so old. I can't see Jon dying because Jon died.
Yeah, he already came back.
Jon died.
He already had his death.
He was
the only revival. He can't die.
And they teased it like twice last season, like almost having him die to the White Walkers and all that. But like, let the man live. Let him live, please. Of everyone, just let the man live. Let him do whatever he wants.
Exactly. I have a question. Do you think that Cersei has a chance of actually staying alive?
If she doesn't win,
Loaded.
Absolutely not. I can go down this list of living people, and specifically we can go to Arya. Arya will not let her live. Arya will not allow her to be prisoner to anyone anywhere for any reason.
That's true.
And, like that goes to the kill list, but like I think she has to die, and I think there's a number of people that would do it themselves.
Yeah, Cersei has a list of people who want her head.
Yeah, she has a longer list that people want to kill her.
Exactly. I don't know. I have this sneaking feeling that she's this person. Also, wait, hold up. Let me rewind. Didn't she say she was preggers?
Yeah, I thought about that earlier when we were talking about her, but I also think she might be lying.
honestly feel like she's lying.
I think it was
but if she's not, does that yeah, absolutely. But if she's not, how does that affect things?
I mean, how does it affect things in a way of maybe Jaime? I think that's like if he makes it out and has to fight her or fight, you know, her people.
Yeah. I feel like
that,
she would.
that
if
would
she
be the
escapes, her ending would be just escaping as a poor woman, like single mom.
And I think that would
sort
be deserve it if that somehow did end up happening. But honestly, I think Arya would hunt her down and kill her. But
exactly. I think Arya would hunt her down and kill her, but not end up doing it because of the kid.
I mean, that's possible. I mean, Arya has you know, a moral compass, a moral center,
more or less.
But that's tricky though, because her ended up being like in the slums of Flea Bottom as a poor person. Yeah. I don't know though. She's too dangerous to be kept alive. Like,
no, when I say like slums, like I mean slums in a whole other continent.
Oh, she just gets shipped off. Maybe.
Oh,
if someone's like, hey, you're get out of here. Don't ever come back.
Exactly. Like if Dany or Sansa are on the throne, I feel like if Sansa were on the throne, she would have Cersei's head. But I feel like Dany wouldn't execute her. I feel like she would exile her because that would be like a much more appropriate.
It all depends on the beef. Like Dany's beef with Cersei isn't nearly as big as Arya and Sansa and Jon's.
Because Dany's the thing with Dany is that she's trying so hard not to be her father. She's trying really hard not to be another Mad King. So her whole thing is not executing a lot of people.
Right, and Sansa's Sansa,
exile
Arya
would be more up her gate.
Right,
Sansa would absolutely execute
Sansa, Arya, and Jon are trying to make up the mistakes of their father, and their father didn't pull the trigger when he could have, so they should get rid of her.
Yeah. She needs to die, might not die. That's the
I think that's a fair assessment. Do you want to get into Arya's kill list then? Because we can start with so we're going to talk about whether she can finish this off or not. So Cersei's the first name on the list. Do you think she gets to finish Cersei? Because I don't. I don't think she actually gets to.
I don't think she's going to get that satisfaction.
I think it's too big of a kill.
I think she's going to have to be okay with it. I think she's going to accept that she's not going to get that kill. Because Cersei caused a lot more pain to a lot of other people.
It's happened before. She didn't kill Joffrey. She didn't kill Tywin. She killed Walder Frey and Meryn Trant. Those are the two that she's killed herself.
I think that's her biggest kills. Like that was like a nice twist.
I mean, Walder Frey. I mean, she killed 40 of his family and all those people. And she wrecked them.
That was her whole welcome home back home party.
Yeah, and Thoros of Myr she didn't get to kill, but him and Beric are only on that list because they sold Gendry. And if she reunites with Gendry in the season, they'd probably be thrown off because they're all friends now. So I think the beef would be let go.
TBH, I ship them.
It's cute.
Fangirl. I think it's cute. I think it would work. Even if they're nothing romantic, I think they're really good bros.
Yeah, they could just be like married bros just to be cool.
Yo, bro. Marry me. But
marry me, bro. Like
no homo, bro. Just like platonically married for 40
years. We're
years.
just friends, bro. Like, calm down.
We're just friends, bro. It's like it's just for the lulz. And they just get married.
Absolutely. All right, so then let's go. So I'm gonna throw Beric off. Thoros is dead, so he doesn't count. Beric, I'm not gonna throw on there because I don't. What the beef doesn't need to be there anymore.
The beef has been cooked. It's been eaten. It's gone.
Yeah, the mound. The mound. I put the hound and the mountain together. The mountain, the hound.
The hountain.
The mound. Ilan Payne and Melisandre. Those are the four, other than Cersei, that are left. I think there's an interesting dynamic to say. Let's say the hound beats the mountain, and.
They handle each other. But
the hound is greatly wounded, just like he was when he fought Brienne. But he wants to die, and Arya gets to fulfill that promise, or not promise, but like the request to him after not doing it the last time. Because remember, he wanted to die, and she left him to because he was on the list. She
gets to do the mercy.
Like give him the mercy as two people who have shared a common connection for a while. That she gets to put him out of the misery.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind that kind of moment.
I think it would be it wouldn't be an impossible moment. I think it would fit pretty well with her character and how the story is kind of wrapping up and all these loose ends to all these little details and callbacks.
Absolutely,
I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah.
All right,
so I think they'll deal with each other.
So Ilan Payne and Melisandre. I think Melisandre I think she could get her.
I think that's maybe Melisandre already knows she's gonna get her.
It's completely. I'll say this. I was rewatching an episode just today, and it was the episode where Gendry got taken by Melisandre. There's a moment that I completely forgot about, didn't even remember, where Melisandre looks at Arya and names like 3 different colored eyes, and she says, "These are the colors of the eyes you're going to close," meaning those are the colors of the eyes of the people you're going to kill. She says, I see a darkness inside of you. And this was an Arya was like still a child. She hadn't gone to Bravos. She hadn't met the Hound. She hadn't met up with the Hound yet. Yeah. So this was like a prophecy way back. This is season 3, mid-season 3. Yeah. So like that moment, I was like, wow, that's kind of interesting. So I think she could off.
What were the colors by chance? If you
I want to say brown, blue, and green.
Interesting. And I know the colors of the eyes.
Yeah, I don't know Walder Frey's eyes. I don't know Maren Trant's eyes color, but.
Well, Walder Frey actually had blue eyes. That I do remember, because I know I've seen the actor before.
The interesting thing: what color eyes are Melisandre's? That's the question.
They're brown.
They are green.
Really?
Actually, they're kind of blue, bluish greenish. I think they could throw any. I think they could go either way.
That's a little ambiguous, but we'll go with it.
Let me check Walder Frey real quick, just so we can do this.
I'm pretty sure Walder Frey had. Okay.
Actually, they look kind of green.
Damn it.
Greenish,
so
bluish.
Wait. So he has the green eyes, and she has the blue eyes.
Yeah, they're green. Hers are blue though. Who has the
brown eyes?
Ooh, did we just crack a theory right live on
the show? We cracked it. Okay. Who on Game of Thrones? This is a nice Google search. Who on Game of Thrones has brown eyes?
There's somebody that knows. It's not me, but somebody knows.
somebody on Reddit.
Like I know a lot of things. I've been catching up and everything. I've been doing my research, but like I don't.
That's a reach. That's a big ass reach. Hold on.
So the only other one is Ilan Payne, and he's kind of been written off the show in the last few seasons. Like,
he really has.
But like if they want to throw him in there to get killed.
You know what, Sonny? He's got brown eyes, mofo.
They bring him back, and she's like, "Yo, you got brown eyes. I'm gonna kill you."
Huh? Look at you, huh? That is something. That is something to be held.
And her list.
Who else has she killed?
She killed like the faceless woman in Bravos, and like that actress, like those, just kind of random, and like the Polliver, the guy who stole her sword, stole her little sword. He was on the list. It's not on this list. Oh, this digital spy didn't have an accurate list. Oh yeah, Polliver and Rourke she killed. The Tickler, these are just people she kind of had a hand in killing. Littlefinger she killed. So but they're I think she'll get 1 or 2 more. I think it's fair that she deserves 1 or 2 more. They set up the list as big as they did.
Yep. She could have the Hound get the mountain for her and then do that.
Or and maybe that takes him off the list completely,
Exactly. It's kind of like a 2 birds, 1 stone.
That would be just as good of a moment for me too if she's there and just
That's just efficient. That's just practical.
Honestly, she's like, "Yo, you do this for me, and I'll cut 2 names off real quick."
It's like, you know what? You stab his back, I'll stab yours, man.
Right? She's just speeding up she's speeding up the process here.
Yeah, she's getting a little priority mail on her kill list here.
Yeah, there's only 6 episodes. We don't have that much time.
Exactly. Yeah, she got rid of it. A lot of these people are already gone. That wasn't too bad.
Yeah. I mean, Tywin and Joffrey. She was never gonna kill herself, just because she got sent off really quickly.
They had a whole line of people trying to kill him. So.
Oh, absolutely. You can't get them all.
Can't get them all. The opposite of Pokemon.
Honestly.
That's Arya's just greatest regret. I really can't get them all.
I wish I could kill everyone.
She really does at this point. Even Sansa was a little scared. She was ready to square up with Sansa. Let's be real.
Listen. She was never gonna kill Sansa, but Sansa's kind of a dick. So
Sansa is absolutely a dick. We don't have to sugarcoat it.
But dicks make good rulers.
Yeah, that's called a dictator.
I mean, in a way.
In a way, yeah, that is true. She is like that with reason.
She's stern. She's stern and doesn't take BS.
Stern. She is
and
the
she has
bad
reason.
cop.
You're right. She has reason not to be.
She is definitely the bad cop.
But everyone hates. Stop hating on her. Stop hating on Sansa. You couldn't deal with
all the crap she dealt with. Let's stop hating on Sansa because honestly, she's had to deal with a lot.
I think we take that hate.
Everyone's BS.
Yeah, I think we take that hate and we put it on Bran because Bran sucks.
Bran is literally like Raisin Bran. Nobody wants him.
Honestly,
No, honestly, no way.
He knows one piece of information. Coolio. All right, nice.
Coolio, cool beans,
Move it along.
dude.
Move it along.
He's literally a walking, talking BuzzFeed listicle.
Oh God, he just talks and talks. Oh, let me say a line that you said 5 seasons ago is to freak you out. Okay, Bran, we get it. Chaos is a ladder, Bran. Okay.
Recaps.
Right, God, we saw the show. You don't have to tell us things.
He is the walking, talking, like human embodiment of flashbacks in sitcoms or just like really bad TV shows where there's a flashback for everything.
Listen, I love Arrow, but like there were like 2 seasons of Arrow where like I'm like, just stop flashing back. I don't need it anymore. Like, Bran, stop going back to this scene that's not important. Okay, it's fine if you go to discover Jon's heritage, but like we don't need all this nonsense.
What was it? What was a movie that I saw maybe recently where throughout the whole movie they were flashing back on purpose to crap that we already knew. I'm like, dude, the movie's not that long. You don't have to show us exactly the same scene. What was it? I think it may have been John Wick, possibly. But it wasn't that bad. It wasn't Captain Marvel because it wasn't that bad.
No, I don't remember what I'm thinking of. I don't remember. I haven't caught enough.
I don't know. I'll think of it. I'll figure it out. Maybe it was Alita. I try not to think of Alita.
Oh yeah, I definitely didn't think of it. I definitely didn't see Alita, so I don't think about it.
Yeah.
Could have definitely been Alita.
I try not to think about it. It was bad. It was bad. I saw Alita at like an 11 p.m. showing, like an 11:30 p.m. showing. So I was falling asleep, man. It was bad.
That sounds awful.
We went off topic there a little bit, but yeah, that's Arya's list. What else do we have? I think we kind of wrap it up.
Yeah, I think it's a good place. We've been talking about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
This good.
This feels good. I'm
theories.
excited.
Oh, I'm super pumped.
Let's see how well we do with how the season comes.
I'm sure all of our predictions will immediately go down the toilet.
Most likely, yeah. Just this entire episode, we're just gonna delete.
We'll be like, no, we didn't say those things.
We're just gonna upload the episode and it's like, felt this was cute, might delete later.
Thought it was cute, but like if I'm wrong, I'm definitely deleting it later.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, if this doesn't get 20 likes in like an hour, I'm gonna delete it later.
You guys need to pay attention to my theories, or I'm gonna be really upset.
I'm gonna be really mad on Twitter. Okay. So yeah, just be sure to keep up with the Thrones, or whatever name we end up
keeping up with the Thrones. Hopefully we'll have
keep up with
Kenny
the Thrones.
Kenny, JB, and Caleb are all supposed to be on at some point, so we'll have them on for recaps.
Yeah, we're gonna have a couple other members of the team on the show. We're gonna have recaps. We're gonna talk post episodes every week and until the end comes. So we're gonna have just like a little mini series podcast here, and I hope you guys join us for the ride, as we will be joining Game of Thrones for its last ride on that Old Town Road.
Oh no, I got the horses in the back.
I was just waiting for your reaction.
I was like, which line do I say?
Oh damn! All right, so where can they find you on Twitter, Jackson?
I'm at JacksonHayes67 on Twitter. You can follow the page at Full Circle Cine on Twitter as well. So yeah, FullCircleCinema.com.
Be sure to keep up to date with FullCircleCinema.com on all the latest news and just 360 degrees of coverage. What more could you ask for? Be sure to follow me on Twitter at Captain Meléndez. Everything will be linked below. And what should our outro be? We never played the theme song.
Oh, we didn't. Well, we'll play it before. They'll listen to it before the show. So
you guys will listen.
You'll hear the goats. You'll hear the goats before.
Here, do you hear them, Clarice? Do you hear the goats?
You're in for a treat.
You are in for a treat. So yeah, thanks for listening. It's been lovely. Thank you for coming on, Jackson.
Absolutely, I'll be here every week. Hopefully.
Most likely, yeah. This is our show. All right. You guys have a good night or good day, whenever it is that you're listening to this. And stay tuned for more on Keeping Up with the Thrones, or whatever we end up calling it.